it all together?
So when it's a put together number bond, I need to make sure that my cubes go down their number path, right? So I need to draw these 3 cards down the number path and these 2 cards down the number path. How many cards do Catherine and Chris have together? Are we?
I'm just showing the number, but 5.
Yep. They have 5 baseball cards all together when they follow the number path. Excellent. Okay. You can put a pencil in your workbook and move it to the side. And what you're going to need for this activity, I don't think, we'll see if you need cubes, but you definitely need your number bond or drawing it on a whiteboard or a sheet of paper. So let's take a look. Let's play.
Hello, mathematicians. I'm Mrs. Chandrasekhar. Today, you will be drawing stories with number bonds. Let's get started. You'll use your number bond template and something to write with. Pause the video to gather your materials and press play once you have them. Friends, this weekend, I went to the park. If you love going to the park, say, me too. Oh, I heard a lot of me toos. When I went to the park, I saw some squirrels. You can see them on the slide. Squirrels are so much fun to watch. I was watching the 2 squirrels when, guess what? 2 more squirrels came and joined them. Let's draw what I saw. Pause the video to get your number bond template. Press play once you have it.
Okay, so hopefully everyone has their number bond. I'll give you a second to draw it if you need to. So she went to the park, she saw 2 squirrels, and then 2 more squirrels came to play. I wonder how we're gonna draw this on our number bond. Let's look.
It takes a while to draw squirrels, so let's draw squares instead. In one of your hoops, one of the parts, draw squares to show the squirrels that were first playing in the park. I'll do it with you.
Okay, so she has an illustration of squirrels. You can just draw squares if you would like, because a squirrel, it would just take way too much time.
One squirrel, 2 squirrels. In another hoop, the other part, draw squares to show the squirrels that join them. One squirrel, 2 squirrels. Now, think. Where would we draw the squares to show all of the squirrels together? Tell the computer.
Okay, so what do we do now? How do we draw, or where do we draw all the squirrels together? I want to draw them right here. Can I draw them right there? No. Raise your hand and tell me where to draw them. Where do I draw them? Anya?
At the top circle.
Right. The circle where the two paths come together is always going to be where you put your squares together. This is called the hole. The hole. These are the parts, and you're always going to take your two parts and put them together in the hole. Sometimes you might need to take the hole and break it up. But for this story, we're taking our two parts and putting them in the hole. Let's see what Miss Emily does.
Or what you think. I heard my friend say, in the hoop with two paths. That's right. We would draw all of the squirrels together in the hoop with two paths. Let's draw them. Here's one squirrel. My second squirrel. Now from this hoop, another squirrel and another squirrel. How many squirrels are there all together? Think first. Tell me. Now I want you to show me with your fingers. Good. There are
Awesome.
4 squirrels all together. Great job. Now I wonder, what would happen if we turned our number bond around so the hole is on a different side? Let's try it. So everyone, let's put our hands on the number bond.
Put your hands on your
and
number
let's
bond.
turn it around. And our hole is on the side. Now, does this change our story? Tell someone in the room what you...
Okay, so does this change your story? Remember, I told you that the parts only have one path, right? So I could label that with the letter P for part, part, and my whole has two paths coming together. It's always gonna have the bigger number. The whole always has the bigger number. If you wanna put H for whole, because that's what you hear, we can do that. Does the whole have the bigger number? Yeah or no? Yeah, it still does. Do the parts have the two smaller numbers? Yes or no? Yeah, it does. Did it change just because we turned it sideways? Yes or no? No, it didn't change. The answer's still the same. Let's see what Miss Emily says.
I heard some friends say that it doesn't change the story. The number bond just looks different. That's right, friends. There are still 4 squirrels all together and 2 in each of the parts. The story doesn't change. Friends, we just drew a lot of squares. Sometimes I get tired of drawing all those squares. I wonder if there's a shortcut we could use. Let's look at one of our parts. How many squares are in this part? Show me with your fingers.
Show with your fingers.
Now, how many squares?
How many squares?
Yes, there are 2 squares. So I wonder, since we know there are 2 squares, if we could just erase the 2 squares and write the number 2 instead. Let's try it.
Okay, do that on your board.
Your turn. Erase your squares and write 2 instead. Now, let's complete the rest of our number bond with numbers. Let's do it together. Here's another part, erasing the squares, writing 2 instead. Now here's the whole. Erasing the squares and writing 4 instead, because there are 4 squirrels all together. Let's draw more stories. Erase your number bond template.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a second. Make it nice and clean. I'll count down from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2.5, 2 3/4, 1. Make sure your board is nice and clean.
Ready for the next story? My son Anand is learning how to read. One night he read 3 books. Draw his books in one part. Let's draw squares.
Draw the 3 books.
The next night he read 2 more books. Draw his new books.
How many new books did he draw? Oh, 2. Draw the 2 books in the other part.
How many books did Anand read? Show me on your fingers first.
Show her on your fingers.
Say it.
You can say
Yes, 5. Let's draw 5 in the hole. Great. Now let's use our shortcut. Pause the video to erase your picture.
Okay, so what you're gonna do here, you've got your illustration. Now erase the picture and use the shortcut of just writing the numbers instead. Go ahead and do that now. I would erase one circle at a time so you don't forget. But I'll leave this illustration up just in case. When you've written your numbers in, give me a thumbs up to let me know you're good. All right, it looks like most of our friends have erased their squares and taken the shortcut by writing the number.
Pictures and write numbers instead. How many books did Anand read the first night? Point to the number on your number bond.
Okay, for you guys, I want you to show me with your fingers. How many books did he read the first night? Think back to when she read that story. Wow, you guys are awesome. I see most of you holding up 3 fingers. He read 3 books the first night. Let's see if we're right.
Yes, 3. How many books did Anand read the second night? Point to the number on your number bond.
So show me with your fingers. How many books did he read the second night? Awesome. Most of you are pointing to 2. He read 2 books the second night.
That's right, 2. Now say in a monster voice, how many books Anand read in all?
Show me, how many books did he read in all? That's a math phrase, in all. Great, I see most of you are telling me 5. He read 5 books in all.
Yes, 5. Great job, friends. Now, friends, I have a question for you. Does it matter if we use pictures or numbers in our number bond to show a story? Why or why not?
Okay, let's answer her question. Does it matter if we use pictures or number bonds? Raise your hand if you'd like to answer that. Ouch, pinched my finger. Someone I haven't really called on. Carolyn, does it matter if we use pictures or numbers?
Yes.
Okay, why do you think it matters?
Because a number.
Is a number easier or quicker to write? And that's why you think? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so for Carolyn, she says yes. You should use numbers because it's easier or quicker. Does anybody think anything different? Nicole, what do you think? Thank you, Carolyn.
I think no, because they are the same.
Yeah, Nicole thinks no because it's the same if you draw pictures. If I draw 3 pictures and 2 pictures, it's the same as the numbers 3 and 2. Those are both really good points. Let's see what Miss Emily says.
Pause the video and tell someone in the room what you think.
Oh,
It's now time to show.
she didn't do it. I agree with Nicole. I don't think it matters. If it helps you to do the pictures, do the pictures. If you're ready to move on to numbers, do the numbers. It's up to you and how your brain works and how you learn. Okay, now we can open up our math books to the next page, and we are gonna look at our problem set. It looks just like this. Now, some of you didn't pick up your math book yesterday. I do have the link on our Canvas page. You can click on the math book picture and it will take you where you can print the pages for application problem 3. Yeah, that's okay. Can you put it on a sheet of paper, DJ? You could just draw it on a sheet of paper if you want to.
Miss Kate,
Uh-huh.
why are you showing 2 free chicks and 1 chicken
It's on the back of that page.
on the bed?
This is like the front page, sweet boy, and this is like the back. So we're just looking at here right now. All right, let's take a look. It's asking us to draw the shapes and write the numbers to complete the number bond. So in this number bond, we're drawing the shapes. And in this number bond, we're writing the numbers. They've done the whole for us. If it helps you to label your number bond, the whole, remember, has the 2 lines that go to it, and the parts only have 1 line going to each circle. They did the whole for us. They put all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smiley faces inside the hole, so it's done. How am I going to separate these smiley faces into 2 groups? Can anyone help me? I'm not sure how to separate these smiley faces into 2 separate groups. What do I need to do? Estelle?
Maybe you can separate them by color.
Oh, great idea, Estelle. I see 3 red smileys, so I'm gonna put them up here. And if I had a red crayon, which I think I might, I'll use my red. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, that's something you could do too. So I could draw my 3 red. And 2 are white. So I could draw the 2 plain white smiley faces. Now, over here, if I label it, I have my whole and my 2 parts. My whole is done for me. I have 5. I need to write the number over here for the part. What number can I write for this top circle? Show me with your fingers. Very good. I see lots of friends showing me the number 3. So I'm gonna put 3 in the top part. What am I gonna put in this bottom part? Show me with your fingers. Very good. I see most of my friends showing me 2 with their fingers. Now I've completed that problem. Let's look down here at this one. Oh my goodness, my number bonds are going all different ways and they haven't done any for me. Well, I think I can label it. Which part is the whole? The top or the bottom circle? Raise your hand and tell me. Which part is the whole? The top 2 circles or the bottom circle? Are we? What's the whole where all of our numbers come together?
The bottom one?
You're exactly right. The whole is the bottom one, and my 2 parts are up at the top because they only have 1 line going to them. Well, it looks like I have 3 pictures here. Where am I going to draw them? Where am I going to draw these 3 pictures that they have for me? I figured out my whole and my 2 parts. Now I need to figure out where to put the pictures. Raise your hand if you know. Where do we put these pictures? Smriti, do you know where to put the 3 pictures?
I just got out my math book, so I don't know what's happening down here.
Okay, do you have it open to the right page, sweetie?
Yes.
Okay, so look at my screen for me. We have the whole and the 2 parts. Do you see that we have 3 shapes? Where do you think I'm going to put the 3 shapes? Am I going to put it in the whole or the 2 parts?
The whole.
You're exactly right, Smriti. I need to put these 3 shapes in the whole. I'm just going to draw them. It's a triangle and 2 squares. Now, what am I going to do with the 2 parts? How do I separate these 3 shapes into 2 different groups? Someone raise their hand and tell me. How do I separate these 3 shapes into 2 different groups? Let's see. Landon, can you tell me how I separate these 3 shapes into 2 different groups?
By shape, triangle and squares.
Oh, great thinking, Landon. I could draw the triangle and then put the 2 squares in the other group. Now, I need to fill out my number bond on this side. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's see. I've got 3 shapes here, so I'm going to put a 3 here. And then I've got one shape here, so I'm going to put a 1, and I have one shape here, and I'm going to put another 1. Thumbs up if I did my number bond correctly. What? Thumbs down? Oh my goodness, what did I not do? Raise your hand and help me. I'm not sure what I did. Russell, can you help me out? Oh, did I not label my number bond first? Oh, I didn't do that. Okay, so they turned it on me again. The hole has 2 paths coming to it, and the parts only have 1. Okay, now I'm ready to move my numbers over. I have 3 shapes in my hole, so I can put a 3 in the hole. And I have 1 shape in my part, so I can put a 1, and 2 shapes in my other part, so I can put a 2. Whew, I'm glad that's better now. Now my number bond is right. On your own, boys and girls, I would like you to do the puppy dog story problem. It's got the pictures for you, but instead of drawing pictures in your number bond, I want you to try to write numbers. If it helps you to label your number bond, like what we did over here with the hole and 2 parts, you can do that. And then down here, you're going to draw your own number bond, either underneath or to the side, and fill it in for the chicken and the baby chicks. But I want you to write numbers instead of pictures. If that's too difficult for you and you still need the pictures, that's okay for this lesson. But we're trying to move away from the pictures and use numbers. But if you still need the pictures for this lesson, you can. I encourage you and challenge you to use numbers for these. So I'm going to let you do that on your own, then submit these pages to me. Great work, boys and girls. You can have lunch, go to specials. I'll see you later.
Miss Kate, I have a question.
Yes. Hang on, friends. Leave silently because I'm talking to DJ's mom. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick up his books today, but I went online to print out the page. The book on there, it must not be the right book that I'm clicking on. The green math book.
It should be module 4. The page numbers are different. So you have to look at up at the top, like it'll say problem set, and then lesson. So it's lesson 3.
Okay.
Problem set.
Thank you.
You're right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Miss